So let's think now a little bit about safety. One of the really big characteristics of the young people who come on our holiday is that they tend not to have a very sophisticated sense of danger. So we really need to look after them and keep them safe from dangers around them, like traffic or things they might trip over, or ponds or swimming pools they might fall into. And we also need to sometimes keep them safe from themselves. If they get frustrated, they might bite themselves, or they might hit out, they might bash their head off a wall, that kind of thing. So we really want to, as far as we possibly can, avoid getting into those situations where the young people are feeling kind of frustrated. So how do we do that? Well, the first thing is all about one-to-one care. So you will be paired with a holiday maker, your bedtime kid who you'll spend the evening with, and do their bedtime and morning routine every day. But during the day, there'll be a kind of rota, so you'll be paired with different holiday makers on different days, and even within a day, there'll be a certain amount of changing around. So when you're paired with someone, that is a one-to-one relationship. You should be with them at all times. You should very often be very physically close to them. The exception might be if you're playing football, for example. You can't really play that when you're like side by side, but nearly always physically close, and certainly within kind of, like I can run and touch you if I need to kind of shepherd you away from something risky. We should also be modelling good and safe behaviour. So even if you can like leapfrog over a bollard or walk along the top edge of a fence, don't do that on Super Troop, right? The kids are going to want to copy you. They might not have your balance. So think about what you can do to model safe behaviour. Things like putting on sun cream and so on, all that kind of stuff. Recognise the feelings that our young people are having. Recognise that sometimes when they're behaving in a way that we might find a little bit challenging to respond to, that's often an expression of distress or frustration. So we should be thinking about, where's this coming from? What can I do to kind of fix the root cause here? We are trying to create a positive environment, so we're not really about wagging our fingers and saying don't do that. It's much more of a kind of let's do this approach. And as you will have heard in training before, one key way to kind of drive that let's do this approach is by offering choices, right? Should we skip to the swimming pool, or should we hop to the swimming pool? Or when we get on the bus, do you want to sit at the front of the bus or at the back of the bus? So you're offering choices while also creating a kind of clear understanding of what you're hoping this young person is going to do in a given situation. And the last part of keeping things safe is about praising good behaviour whenever you see it. And when I say good behaviour, I'm not, we're not too bothered about manners or anything like that, but if someone's waiting really nicely, if they're sitting really nicely, if they are obviously being kind or thoughtful to other people, if they are walking really nicely down the road, we should be reinforcing that. This is great walking, you're doing such a good job. Look at you being safe next to the cars. I'm so proud of you, this is fabulous, right? Because obviously, if young people only get our attention when they're doing something that we think is a bit risky, they're going to do risky things, right? So we need to make sure they're getting tons of our attention when they're doing things that are safe.